Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see here, we have finished up with the Yormantides for the most part. I still need to breed like another 100 or something, which that's not going to take too much time, but I have already pulled them because I figured that I was done, but some of the areas had ran out of cake. Went back and basically divided up a bunch of cake, and we got about 1,300 in each one of these now. There's still 6K in this one, so I need to divide that up a bit more. And then we got the next floors, which honestly not too sure if I filled up all these guys. I was getting kind of tired of moving around. I think I did though. Okay, that was where I stopped. But yeah, still a couple more to kind of get up, but 1,300 pretty much is what we're going for on all of them, which I can divide that up and get at least the next row up. The Xenovader are at like 400 plus on each one. It was a good cake day yesterday. We still have enough to probably kill out the rest of those in particular ones as far as material wise. Yeah, we still got a lot of berries and a lot of flour, so we could crank out another probably like another 12K, maybe more, probably more. But we did the cows up there because I just got tired of going over there and hunting for burger, so I just went over there, found a bunch of males because it's easier to find the males than it is to breed for them. Those of you who know about breeding the cows in general, they mostly produce females. But regardless, moving on to what we're actually talking about today. Before we get into that, I finally have gotten the gold Gatling gun after about 12 solid hours of quitting out and bringing back up the big chest at the oil rig, but we got it. The percentages are super low to hit this. Like it's 0.00 something. It's low. Actually, let me look. Well, I do want to mention this. The gold quad missile launcher is 0.0046% to get that. So like I said, good luck to you all on that. There has been some people in the group who have gotten extremely lucky. Shibo pulled 2 of them the other day, which was ridiculous. And we also had another person pull it as well. So the percentage for the Gatling gun is 0.0695%. Not too low, but I mean that's low, so it's going to take a while. I did pin those in the Discord, and I'll drop a link for that if you guys want to join up with that. A lot of like-minded individuals, a lot of numbers and math going on a constant regular basis, so you guys want to join up into that, I'll leave the Discord link at the bottom. But okay, on to today's subject. Today we are talking about Xenovader. As it reads, while in team increases damage dealt to ore and is easier to obtain meteorite fragments. So we will be kind of testing that a little bit, but mostly we're going to be testing its combat capabilities. As of right now, I figured that this would probably be the best option to go with Dark Arrow, Evil Slash, and then Nightmare Ball. But we might take Dark Arrow off and replace it with Dark Laser, and then maybe do Umbral Surge. I'm not sure. We'll figure out what we're really going to do with it. But as of right now, these are really good dark stuff. He is a dark pal. What I found to be really interesting about this guy is that if we look at the baseline attack power of the Blazmut Ryu, it is at 1,203. And this is an 85, so there is some stipulations there. But our other maxed out one, the baseline for it is 1,190. So this isn't too far off from the new Blazmut Ryu's actual damage as well, like his baseline damage. And because we could put otherworldly cells on there, which gives us an extra 10% to attack, gave us that little bit of bump to help us up and help us get actually just above what Ryu is with his baseline passives. Now we do have another one here that we were working on, but we didn't quite finish up with Burly Body, which I'm figuring that to be honestly the right way to go with it, with Musclehead, Ferocious, Serenity, and Burly Body, because this is the epitome of a glass cannon. Just looking at the defense flat out is just really, really rough. And if we can get that to 900, then I'd say it's probably not too bad. But at the same time, that's still really, really low. So it's going to be a tough cookie to really be able to maneuver a lot of that stuff with. We are sitting at 6,193 health, 2,022 attack power, and 773 defense. It is a lumbering 2 and a transporting 2 before you max him out. So this isn't really like something that you would use at the base, but for being able to do more damage to ore and get through it quicker, then that might be useful. We did discuss this in a later video, but since this is also involved with the Xenoguard and they have similar partner skills, it is for self-mining. So it's not necessarily, all right, I'm getting away from these knock'ems. It's getting kind of annoying hitting the ground every 5 seconds. But as I was saying, when it comes down to this, it's based off of self-mining. So when it comes down to the Xenoguard, you do get quite a bit more quartz from this. And we will show this because at first I thought it just wasn't working, but it's specifically for self-mining. So with self-mining, you can use kind of anything. I've seen people use swords. You could use the pickaxe if you really want to. I prefer the American way. All right, so that was kind of hard to tell because it blew up like, I think a good 5 rocks all at once. So it was like 900 and something. But with my current settings, a single piece of rock, metal, so on and so forth, nets you about 120 pieces. So with that, we ended up getting 138. So it does give you more. And if you wanted to, you could stack 5 of these up here. I could see that being extremely useful for, say, like hard mode players maybe. Or if you're really in desperation for quartz, I have personally a quartz mine. And for that location specifically, if you look where Frostallion is, this is where I have my quartz base. And it's a really good base. Quite a few nodes, and they can get through it pretty quickly if you just throw a bunch of whatever your choice of miner is. With the Xenovader, we actually started breeding in some 100 IVs as well, so we were actually kind of lucky in getting that. We've got a defensive one and a attack power one that we have gotten some 100s out of. So this one's a good balance though. Our health is 97, our attack is 96, and our defense is 91. So pretty on up there. He is a dark pal, so he's going to be extremely strong against neutral. With the 3 Hooker T's stacked behind him, he is at 2,737 attack power. And if we drop our mobility, now we're at 2,975. And then if we drop a burger onto him, we are at 3,570. Like I said, this is very, very high attack power, and I thoroughly enjoy the amount of power that we can get out of this. My only issue is going to be that defense. So we will correct that with a rush or hot dog, and main stake, you would definitely need to put burly body on here if you're going for any type of validity behind it. But at that point, we would lose the 10% attack power off of the otherworldly cells, and then the reduction of damage from fire and lightning, which that's not really a big deal. It is some defense added to it, but when it comes down to it, it's not completely necessary for a dark pal. So I guess we're going to kind of mix up the usual suspects here, and we will go against Blazmut first. And we will end up dropping one of these Hooker T's just to get over there faster. Not that big of a deal. Without the other Hooker T's, we drop down to 3,287. So we're still above the 3,000 marker. Now, the other day when I was trying to test him out, he was having trouble getting his attacks off for some reason. It just, the AI was having a fit. So we'll see if we can change that up. I'm actually surprised that he didn't catch on fire immediately. Blazmut gets that power too? What the world? Want him to attack? We got Dark Laser out. All right, we're gonna restart the game because something fishy's going on with this. I'm not sure why he's not attacking. Anytime that I restart it after they're in my hand, they do attack. So we'll do that real quick. All right, let's see if he attacks a little bit better. We will reinitialize the food, attack aggressive. There we go. Now we're getting some attacks out of him. All right, good stuff. Not exactly the fastest kill that we've seen, but pretty good. We might take Dark Laser off and use Dark Arrow. And like I said, to be honest, we could probably drop Ferocious for Impatient, and it would be a little bit quicker with the heavier attacks. That is entirely up to you. So we would be Serenity, Impatient, Musclehead, and then Burly Body, I think would be a good lineup. But we'll see how he does against some heavier combat. So we got Paldius and Necromus here, which he is going to be strong against Paldius because he is dark. But Necromus, he's not going to be very strong against. Regardless, we did switch it over to Dark Arrow. So we got Nightmare Ball, Evil Slash and then Dark Arrow. So see if that could keep his attacks in a better rotation. And I'm going to try to keep Necromus off of him with the rocket launcher. That way he doesn't get in there and kill him that quickly. We'll initialize the burger again, even though he didn't lose that much. And hiya. I am trying to concentrate most of my damage towards Necromus just to keep him off. All right, he got Paldius. All right. You know, all in all, not too bad. Now, given I did help out a significant amount with the rocket launcher, I was trying to focus most of my attention onto Necromus, but that did not go as well as I was planning. Kept him off for the most part, but yeah. He survived, not too shabby, but at the same time, little worrisome that I had to use that much rocket power. So I guess in realistic fighting senses, like if you're out here and you're fighting with him, which is the main goal, then you have 2 attackers, and then you don't have to worry about, you know, going around too much of doing a lot of rocket launching. But yeah, when it comes to any of these world bosses, the rocket launcher is key. It doesn't matter what tier 1 you have. It's mainly there for juggling purposes. Just keeping them on the ground is significantly going to increase your chances of survival, because then they're not able to do damage. We'll head back to the base and correct his sanity and everything, and then we're going to try to take him against a tower boss. I guess a good idea would be to see how well he does against Lylene, and if he does really good against her, then we'll just work our way up. But with the tower bosses, there is no way to stagger them or make them stop shooting unless you hit them directly in their head or have some sort of freeze attack or lightning attack to stun them. Not much that you could do there. So for this one, we will be dropping the Jet Dragon for our Hookertees stack here, and said let's feed him the cake real quick, get his sanity back up, and then instead of a burger, we're going to feed him a Rush Ore hot dog to get his defense up, which with a Rush Ore we're at 927, so I can only figure with another 20% increase from Burly Body we might be into the 11 or 1200s, which is really good defense at that point. You're actually looking at some better survivability. You will drop a bit of damage, and if you honestly want to use heavier attacks, then I would suggest instead of Ferocious to put on Impatient. But I don't mind this setup. I usually go for harder hitting, more power and stuff, so that's kind of what we're gonna go with. I shouldn't have to help him out that much, but we will see. So yeah, a little good trick to note as well, if you are having trouble with the pals not attacking and doing that little dancing thing every time that they go to attack and they get stuck in that animation loop, then just close out the game and then bring it back up and just, you know, go over to the start menu and save it, and then you're good. That's what's worked for me. What we doing here, buddy? We plan on attacking it all today? There we go. He keeps missing with his claw strike. She's dodging just at the perfect moment, so there he goes. That was a good hit. Yeah, Dark Ball's doing some pretty good damage there. So is Dark Arrow. There we go. We didn't lose too much there. Enough for us to upgrade Esthe's threshold. I guess the next logical step from here would be to go after Polaris, who will reinitialize the hot dog. And I myself am going to eat one as well. I don't get one hit. There we go. Keep someone to do jazz fingers. I mean, his sanity's fine. That's not stopping him. There we go. Just had to give him a little wake up, little wake up call. Wake up call. Old buddy is not wanting to attack him. There he goes. Now he's stuck in jazz hands again. Well, that wasn't good. He dove right into the fireball. And then he's back to jazz hands. There we go. Jazz hands. All right, I'm going to let him get the last hit. There it is. All right, so with some assistance, he ended up surviving the Polaris, but not really that difficult of a boss, technically. Well, we might as well go after Big Dog. Give him another rush ore to increase that defense, and give me a rush ore for my defense as well. I will help with this. We may not be gob-finned up, but we do have our Hookerties with Vanguard and Stronghold strategists, so that gives us a significant amount of an advantage. Hello. His AI for attacking is really not great. He was doing well earlier, and now it's like I've gone in and out of a couple places, and he's just not doing it. There he goes. Oh, I'd never seen him do that before. And as always, we're going to take him in from that, because that is devastating. He was about to do Dark Ball too, and I interrupted him. Right when he starts to attack, I end up pulling him back in. I wonder what's causing that. We'll see if we can get him down. If he gets too low, it is what it is. You just got to stop doing jazz hands, man. This is not a competition of dance, my dude. Now they're doing jazz paws and jazz wings. What are y'all doing? I mean, he will die from that if I do that. I'd like for him to attack. There we go. Okay, he finally hit him there. I guess the last thing that we need to look at is to see how much damage that we do on ore. We're doing like 151, 136, 164, 48, 49, 41, 43. Yeah. I'd say about double the damage, maybe 80 to 140. 8 and 8 is 16, so it was hitting 160. So yeah, like double the damage. Now, do you get more from it? That I don't know. Let's take a peek, see, because that was a one that had been hit quite a few times from earlier stuff. So we'll finish up this other rock over here and see if we actually get more from it. Now, it doesn't state that, but might as well test it. Nah, not any more from it. Those couple of pieces were probably on me from the last thing. I think I picked up a couple of them. What is your cute little non-eaten butt doing? Go over. So when it comes to Xenovader, is he worth it? I'm gonna say he has a strong attack power, but lacks defense. And if you end up compensating, reverting to give him the more defense that you want, you're gonna be losing quite a bit of attack power, nearly 30%. And the only reason why I say that is because if you were to put Burly Body on here and then Impatient, this could increase the attack speed, or at least how quickly the power's cooldown rate. But I'm not sure that's what's really wrong with them. This could just be on my end, or simple fact that some of the pals, when you're fighting together with them, just don't attack that well. I'll tell you one thing, he's got some great jazz hands. The increase to damage in ore is not really that worth it. And this is looking at it from an in-game perspective. Now, about the time that you could get him is not bad to use him for the ore and everything and meteorite to obtain, or at least be able to do more damage to it to get through it quicker. Because at that point you already have a mining area for yourself, and you could use and breed up an Astagon, which is not too difficult of a breed. You could use a Grisbolt and an Orzik to get Astagon, so it's not that big of a deal. And to get Orzik is like, I think a Relaxosaurus and a Relaxosaurus and a Grisbolt. So you can get Relaxosaurus pretty early. If you go over into this area over in there, you can find them pretty good over near Fangalope, and then up in the areas near Bronze Cherry Agua. And then Grisbolt can be grabbed from the smaller Sanctuary Island on the lower side. Doesn't spawn there that often, but he does spawn there. So, and you can get him at about level 20. And the Relaxosauruses you can get at level 16. Get yourself that, and then get yourself an Orzik, and then breed that with the Grisbolt that you got, and you got an Astagon. So you can actually realistically obtain an Astagon pretty early. And early enough to where, I guess this isn't that bad early game, or if you're playing hard mode stuff and you don't have the ability to do that, or breeding quality and stuff like that, as low a level as they do come and as regular as they come between the small desert and the lower areas over here, because that's where you'll find them, and they usually come in twos, at least for me they do. That could be because I have it at a 1.5 with the PAL appearance rate, so it might just be 1. But regardless, I could see this being somewhat useful for an early game PAL. But even with that, there's better combat PALs early stage around that time. I mean, even with that, around 33 you get your Hell Zephyr saddle, and they're like at level 24 at night. You can find them pretty low over in this little area near these two. Good place to hunt for them. So in my opinion, it's not really that worth it. There's better options, but I mean, not gonna say don't use him at all, or he's completely 100% useless, but at least he can be stacked behind. Unlike the Xenoguard itself, not really a fan of that because of the fact that it is straight dragon. There's not really anything to stack behind it to increase its attack power. So that's a little sad. But yeah, through passive manipulation, if you really want to breed up one, you could get a decent one going with survivability, but you're going to lose attack power. Sacrifice what you will or what you want. But yeah, in my opinion, flat out, I don't think he's worth it. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop me a like. If you guys enjoy my content, please drop a sub, and I will leave a link in the description below with the Discord on it if you guys want to join in that. We're growing every day, which is nice. And then leave a comment down below what your thoughts are on Xenovader. Other than that, keep your willy washed, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.